Be going live any second. We're live. Put on your big girl panties, and I hope today that they're waterproof because we are live from the Big Daddy Guns Studios in Gainesville, Florida. Yes, that's right. And we've got special guest Blake from BMH Knives is here from Arizona.
Yay!
What's up, Blake? See, there he goes.
How you doing?
Good, good. We're gonna be talking knives, and we got Walter Keller here. What he's doing? The scissor thing from Safety Harbor Firearms in Safety Harbor, Florida. And I think we got Brian from 904 Outdoors. He's jumping on. He's probably getting his stuff worked out. And what's up to everybody out there watching this? We've got a bunch of viewers already. I'm sure it's gonna be pretty lively with the comments. Say what's up, Brian. How's your audio? Can you hear us?
What's going on? Yeah, I can hear you perfectly fine.
Okay, cool. So Brian's from 904 Outdoors. You know, I don't know if you know how to turn on your lower third, but it should be Hangout Toolbox. So move around on your screen and you will see an app. Looks like it's a green circle with a white suitcase, and that's Hangout Toolbox.
Hey, Hank, so you can press on people's face and they'll pop up on the screen.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can lock people's screens up there. So here's what we're going to talk about tonight: guns and weed. Guns and weed.
Nice.
So Lola, I can hear you over there. So guns and weed, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Lola just got here, so she's already causing problems. And the reason why we're talking guns and weed, because, you know, this is like important news. One of the most famous dudes to the YouTubes, actually the biggest subscriber count. He's got over 6 million subscribers, Mr. FPSRussia. So apparently there's like rumors, stories, or whatever saying that he got arrested. So this is from the Firearm blog. It says, breaking: YouTube personality FPSRussia arrested. So FPSRussia, a charismatic YouTube gun personality, probably best known for nearly killing himself when he annihilated a pickup truck with tannerite. Spent 2 nights in jail. So you guys have to look at that video where he blows up the tannerite and the door goes flying by.
Oh, that's some scary shit. I saw that. Oh,
yeah. So it says, if unconfirmed internet speculation is true, Georgia possession of even small amounts of marijuana plant or any amount of other kinds of marijuana products that are not plant material, such as THC oil, is a felony. In addition to being prohibited from purchasing or possessing firearms as a felon, he would be prohibited from buying guns in accordance with 18 USC 922G, subcategory 3. we could go on and on with that. You know, and then Outdoor Hub also has a similar story, and it's talking about how he posted something on his subreddit. So if you click on that link about his subreddit, he says, much skinnier. Let me see, what does it say?
I saw that.
Yeah, he says something, I'm much skinnier than that, especially after 2 days of jail food. And he does like the, you know, the winky face thing or whatever. So, you know, it's totally possible here that this is either like some kind of clickbait thing that he's doing. You know, maybe it's fake news. Who knows? FPS hasn't posted anything on his YouTube channel in about a year.
Well, they had some issues of one of their buddies getting murdered, didn't they?
Well, that was a long time ago. That was a long time ago.
It wasn't that long ago. It was a couple years ago.
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Whatever happened with that? I mean, who?
No, well, I have no idea.
Yeah.
What happened? Basically, from my understanding, just like you know, I've met FPSRussia one time. Very nice guy. You know, obviously, as the story says, he's from Georgia. Very nice guy. He's not Russian. Lots of people.
Russian, not the door. No Russian. Yeah.
Blew up a truck and the door came off. Like, I don't know.
Oh, right past him.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
Yeah, yeah. He's pretty lucky.
He was pretty lucky.
Disclaimer. I don't have a TV.
Oh,
so
that's okay.
You guys have to keep me.
Yeah, you probably don't watch a lot of YouTube videos either, right?
I'm so just booked with the production and Instagram right now that.
Oh, okay. So you're just making knives. Yeah, that's good. Trust me, it's you know, it's like junk food for your brain.
A truck and a door almost.
Yeah, almost went right past.
Yeah. Yeah, FPSRussia is a huge YouTuber, gun guy. Huge gun YouTuber.
You can't pull up. I wonder if I can go look at it.
Yeah, so yeah, just make sure you mute anything you pull up, but you've probably seen him before. He's a huge gun YouTuber. You know, what I was trying to tell Walter is that this is like all speculation of what happened, but I think the guy who actually owns the channel was the guy that wound up somehow being murdered by someone.
Yeah. And
it was a whole long thing, and we didn't see FPSRussia for a long time. He did finally come back. I know he was doing some stuff with the IV88 guys. I have no clue what's going on there now or what he's up to, but he's a nice guy. I've met him once, talked to him.
This is a Russian guy who has all the crazy guns.
Yep. No, well, yeah, he's not actually Russian.
He talks Russian.
He talks like he's from the Soviet Union. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good Russian.
So that's a whole.
Yes.
Oh, I know that.
That's like when you meet an English chick.
I have seen some of that stuff.
Yeah. So Brian, you want to tell him about this? You know,
about
FPSRussia.
All right. Well, this guy, he went around. I guess he had that whole crazy. He had that guy that I guess was murdered. His friend that had what do you have? He was an FFL that had just all kinds of crazy guns.
Yeah.
And I guess the guy that was FPSRussia, as you call him, he did a good Russian accent, and everyone told him to put it on YouTube. And he did, and he blew up.
Yeah. And my kids actually know him. That's the only gun YouTubers my kids have heard of. They've never heard of me. They've never heard of Hank Strange.
Hank who?
Yeah. They haven't heard of anyone else that does gun stuff on YouTube except FPSRussia. And they believed he actually spoke Russian. And they also believe, because he did this drone video as well, where he put a gun on a drone and it was shooting, and they believe that was real, which it wasn't real.
CG, though. I think I remember picking that one apart, and like there was something weird about it.
It wasn't real. Well, the funny thing is that there is someone, we'll talk about it later, but there's someone that actually developed, there's probably a couple of people that have developed actual, drones like that with guns on it. What were you going to say, Walter?
No, go ahead. Keep going. No, just probably some snide remark. Keep going.
No, that's okay. We're always welcome to snide remarks. So the whole thing here is that, I'm not just like putting this out there. The Firearm Blog has it. Outdoor Hub has it. Supposedly FPS posted something on his subreddit, and so hey, it's gun news, so we're going to talk about it a little bit. And I figure we might as well have the conversation about guns and weed and see where you guys are with that. Do guns and weed mix? I know that it's still a question on the paperwork when we're filling out.
Until it comes off to 4473, it don't mix, Holmes. Nope.
Yeah.
They even printed at the bottom now that says even if your state has it legal, that it's still illegal by the federal government.
Right. So, until that changes, it's the same.
So that denies that in anything, any kind of weapon in your possession right now, and it's just. All the states are up in there right now, so it's like all this gray area,
Yeah. So let me first find out, are any of you guys experts on weed, or is anyone in the audience an expert on weed? Let's just find out first. I know it's going to be difficult after we just talked about the form for anyone to admit. This is not admission of using weed.
You saw me try to use this iPad here. I'm an expert at nothing.
I know nothing.
Okay, what about you, Brian? You're probably the youngest of us all.
So of course, younger years. I'm
discriminating against Brian.
I think, of course.
Hey, where's Willie Nelson when we need him? Come on.
I think it depends on the person who uses it and how it affects them. Same with using a gun. Have you ever tried to use a gun when drowsy or sleepy? That's the
and
same.
How often, if the weed's attached to their intravenously, that becomes an issue too.
Say that again.
Yeah. No. Say that again, Walter.
I just meant if the weed is a constant, way of life, that's probably not a good thing.
Sure.
Yeah. So that I mean. We can all air our things here. I have never smoked weed ever in my life. I've got lots of friends that have done that kind of thing. I kind of grew up with that. I'm from the Caribbean, so let's start there. That's not even really a thing in the Caribbean. So I kind of.
You used to hang out with a lot of hip hop types, right?
Yes, that too.
Enough said.
Yeah, but I'm from the Caribbean. Like I said, I lived in Africa. My dad smoked weed like most of my life. He smoked cigarettes, weed, drank. womanized, all the good vices.
The whole circle of.
Yeah, my dad pretty much did it all.
Yeah, let's just say I've experienced plenty of life. My mother was a hippie.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I definitely understand the whole culture. And again, not having you not done it before. Again, it's something that you can't relate unless you have. But again, it goes back to it's interrupting certain nervous systems. It's absolutely affecting your state of mind. That's where it's scary. It's a psych drug. It affects people differently because where they are in their state of mind completely transmutes how that drug affects them. It's not like alcohol where everyone just gets drunk and passes out, you know.
Well, there are happy drunks and there's crazy drunks too. So, you know.
For sure.
Yeah, what were you going to say, Brian?
I don't know how far you want to get into like the medical side and how you want to play all of it. I don't want to go conspiracy theory and all crazy.
No, that's okay. You can go conspiracy.
It's not the first time we heard a conspiracy. So
and it's not all.
I mean, Walter talks about like wormholes and
I brought up the Stargate thing one time, and I'll never live it down.
Yeah.
And this one, I don't want to get all touchy subject on it. Well, I've seen good and bad of both the whole side of weed. People talk about it has its medical uses, and there's videos on YouTube, and there's actual scientists going through, and it's helping kids that have epilepsy and things like that can't function without it. But of course, people are back and forth on that whole situation.
What is
it's
that?
Good, it's bad. That there was people that had like seizures, and it was helping stop their seizures.
Right.
So that's why they had it.
Yeah, we should probably go down before we get real deep in this conversation. Go down. So, Blake, what do you think? Do you think that marijuana should be legal or illegal? Where are you on this whole thing?
Yeah, again, it goes back to the person and who's behind it, the intention.
Okay. All right. So, what do you think, Brian?
Yeah, it's pretty much intention. I mean, we had a prohibition on alcohol, and of course, you saw where that one went to.
Yeah.
And then weed's kind of like the same thing. It's not like they're manufacturing a drug. It does grow out of the ground. So, I mean, I still have a millennial perspective on it of maybe it can help people when it needs to be, but firearms and drugs and alcohol does not mix. So I still have that stand on, because the government was talking about, if you have that marijuana card, you lose your gun rights. I completely 100% respect that if you're going to take something that's going to pretty much mess with your brain a little bit and kind of good or bad,
well, here's the thing,
guess what, it takes it away.
Now I'm going to tell you out, you can't control the people who are using that. So yeah, on that remark, so that's possibly a good thing to have right now, especially when there's it's so recreationally used right now by youngsters are trying out. You don't know how it's going to affect a young kid, especially if he's having a gun. He's not thinking straight 100%.
Yeah. Okay. So first, Walter, let's get from you what you think about this. Do you think weed should be illegal or legal?
Well, actually, I don't have any problem with it being legalized. As long as you're not have your whole backyard and you're growing it to sell it, I think you should be able to grow it for your own use. I don't have any problem with that. That's like if somebody comes into my shop and they were silly drunk, would I transfer a firearm to them? Probably not.
Of course not. Yeah.
So if they come in and they're like, "Whoa, man,
let me put it this way: there's some people who should not be smoking weed. That's a fact. Some people should not own a gun. That's a fact.
Yeah, as I say, there's some people that shouldn't drive a car either.
Sure.
Right. So, and once again, but it always turns into this. It always turns into some political thing.
Yeah. Well, here's what I think, and there's a reason why I'm trying to find out from everyone where they're at. I mean, I don't think that it should be illegal, right? As Brian said, it's something that grows out of the ground. We've had a prohibition on it.
So does opium too. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can't stop that either. So, we've had a prohibition on it in a long time. It hasn't done anything. People are actually taking legal prescription medications, that are doing a lot of damage. To be honest with you, there's stuff you can get over the counter that does a lot of damage. There's lots of things in our society that does damage. I don't really see where it does any more damage than anything else, because yes, people do react differently to different things, right? But that doesn't mean that we should say because a few people react this way that no one should have this thing.
Damn, man, then I need my damn machine guns.
Yeah. Right.
Now we're just talking about what's good or bad or whatever. I view life this way. There's higher vibrations, lower vibrations. So whatever you're using that tool with, are you using it to do lower vibrational stuff? Then if that's the case, then you shouldn't be doing that, you know? So again, put anything into that. Put weed, alcohol, food, sugar, you know, there's a lot of addictions and drugs.
Sex,
pornography. Yeah. You can name it, you know. Go along all the other drugs that aren't serving you, but we're taking on as dogma, you know, on a day-to-day because you don't know better. You don't know what you know, right? So
yeah, I mean, and what we want is we want human beings to be able to make choices freely. So now, you know, and not do at the same time not do things that are destructive to other people. Now here, I think is the reason why it's a question. It's a question for lots of people in the world. You know, we're pretty much gun guys, so we're talking about this because this whole thing happened to FPSRussia, maybe, and you know that could potentially take away his ability to even ever make videos ever again or to possess firearms.
I mean, if you're
right, and should that exist? Should something like this be a reason?
Well, he's put himself in a position where he's now kind of leading the youth, you know what I'm saying? So they're probably looking at that more as like, you don't want copycats doing the same thing, because that could get dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. If you're a young youth, you're investing.
Yeah. Well, we don't have, but we don't have any evidence that he did. So let's say, first of all, I don't know if you're a YouTuber. It's that if you're an athlete, you shouldn't be leading the youth necessarily. So I don't know if you're a YouTuber.
You can't depict who does, you know?
Right. Yes. People look up to you. Absolutely. But, you know, people should realize that these people aren't someone to follow. Yeah. I wouldn't follow Dennis Rodman to North Korea right now or ever.
I wouldn't follow anybody in North Korea myself. Anybody.
Yeah.
I don't care who they.
But so the thing is, we also don't, you know, there's also nothing that says that he ever did anything like that and handled guns, you know? So what do you have the right to do in your own in your own privacy when you're not necessarily hurting anyone else or putting anyone at risk, you know, and doing something like this? If this can put you in a case where now you lose the ability to defend yourself, you lose your Second Amendment rights and all that kind of stuff, is that really cool? Is this something that should exist? You know, when people can smoke tobacco, tobacco is incredibly destructive, not just to a person.
Nicotine is the most addictive substance.
Yeah, but tobacco is destructive to the people around you.
Well, that's a whole nother story. You know.
Well, you don't believe that? You know, it's so that, you know, I'm not saying that means we should get rid of tobacco either. I'm just saying to you that there's lots of destructive things out there. And this is one reason, this is a reason that exists in our society here in America where you could take away people's rights. What do you think about that, Walter?
Well, until the laws change, that's the way it is. I mean, regardless of what I think, until it changes, you know, if I made my living handling guns, which I do actually, and then all of a sudden I do something that I chose to do and I lose that right, what am I going to do? You know,
okay, that makes sense. But do you think that it should exist?
No, I mean, not for marijuana. Well, okay. We'll open up a can of worms here. We'll go from, let's say one's okay, then what's not? What's next? Heroin's all right. Well, what's next? What's like, you know.
Yeah, but people are doing all these things. This is what I think people don't realize. I mean, do you know what's in prescriptions? We have a pharmacist sitting not far from me here.
Would you want? Well, let's say that. Yeah. Would you want your airline pilot drunk out of his ass? I mean, they have done it before.
No, of course not. I don't want someone to get drunk or high. Or
they gotta have their fix.
Look at Tiger Woods. Look at Tiger Woods, for example. He was mixing medications, whether he knew or he didn't know, and he was out there driving. He was pretty lucky that he didn't kill anyone or seriously hurt anyone on the road while he was driving. I don't want anyone to do that. I don't think you should do that. I don't think if you're really tired, you shouldn't be driving.
You can kill yourself. Go drive along the interstate. Look at all the signs of people hit a tree. That's not drunk driving. That's just falling asleep. So,
yeah. So the thing is, the question here, though, I think is, and I agree with on what you're saying, Walter, that, you know, if you know that these are the rules and you're doing something that's a business related to your livelihood, you shouldn't get into it. I agree with that.
Don't do
but
it.
Should it? But should this thing exist in the first place? Should it exist? Or if it does exist, should we get rid of it?
Well, sure, I guess. I mean, you know, I'm all for doing your own thing, but once again, I that's the way it is now.
Yeah.
Whether I think it should be going away or not until it happens.
What are the laws right now? Is there a federal law right now? What is that? Catch me up to date with.
So yeah, Brian, do you want to? I know you were talking about this earlier. Do you want to go ahead and
the laws?
Federal law on marijuana is it's still illegal, but the states have decriminalized and made, like Colorado fully decriminalized weed. You can go to the store and buy it.
Yeah, but don't take that stuff across the border into Kansas.
Yeah, you're screwed.
Any card holder in Colorado cannot possess a firearm. Is that what I'm hearing?
Here in Florida, it was a law because the voters here in Florida made it a medical thing, but the people that of course run our state said, guess what? You have a marijuana card for your medicinal marijuana. You can't own a firearm in Florida anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You lose your gun right, like with a snap of a finger. Once that card is in your possession, can't have your guns.
Yeah.
Colorado has crazy gun laws to start with, so they don't have a lot.
How does that? Was it one nix the other? I mean,
well, so here's the thing: none of us are lawyers. Let's just say that. You know, we're all speculating, and then you have like what the state says versus what the federal government says.
The federal government is supposed to trump the state.
Yeah, federal government trump the state. So whatever the federal government says, it's what goes. It don't matter by the state. That's why
bring a little perspective. I think what's happening here, I think at this point in the game, it's fair to say, hey, choose one right now. Basically what they're saying is like, we don't know enough about the effects of this drug on you kids, on this kid, on that, you know what I'm saying, to let these people run around with guns and be influenced on a drug. Who knows how that's going to affect them, right? So for right now, pick one. That's totally cool. That's responsible right now. And especially as this evolves, obviously as these states start legalizing more of these and it just becomes more of a trend, and it's going to be, you know, you're not going to stop it. So once people understand it more, they're not going to be so scared of it, and it's going to be able to coexist a little bit.
Yeah. So do you think, Blake, do you think these laws should exist, or, you know, are you fine with them until there's clarification scientifically?
Just because, again, if we did say, hey, it's a free for all, you can have a license, a marijuana license, and a gun. Again, you're blanketing a whole part of the population who aren't validated in either one of those categories. Should you even be owning a gun? Okay, should you be owning a gun and be ingesting this plant that you have not worked out in yourself yet, because it affects everyone differently? If you're not looking at it that manner, it's not helping you grow. You're using it for a low vibrational state, not a higher vibrational state. So again, it's too many unanswered questions, and yeah, you're going to have loonies running around, you know, having misfires because you're going to forget there's a bullet in the chamber, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
Yeah. Well, I think so. So the thing is that yes, everyone gets affected by things differently, but we do know what happens to most people. I think most people that smoke weed slow down. You know,
sometimes that's not a bad thing. You've ever rushed a mag or something? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes slowing down can save a lot of stuff.
Right. Now, the thing that I think though is that, you know, what are we going to do? Test everyone to see how their reaction is?
Can't do that.
And then we'll have special cards like these people react good with this, because it's like testing people for peanut allergies or, you know, this thing or that thing, because we're so complicated that, you know, we're not all going to react the same way. And there's other things that set different people up. Some people just sleepwalk, and that's usually benign, but some people might like kill their wife in their sleep.
So let's give them some good meds to put on and sleepwalk.
Yeah,
let's see what happens. Yeah.
Well, you know, so I mean, if you remember that guy, I think in South Africa, that was he was an athlete, and then I think he was a paraplegic athlete, and he killed his model girlfriend. Said that he did it while he was sleeping. Yeah, we all react differently to things, but in general, you know, there's ways that we react to this stuff, but regardless of how we react to it, you have to separate what you do in your life. So you might go to the range and shoot guns, or go out in your backyard and shoot a bunch of guns. You might own you know, a cajillion guns and you do stuff there, you have the right as a human being, when you put those things down, to go over here and like smoke a cigar, drink, you know, have some alcohol if that's what you do. You know?
Happens every day.
Yeah,
Not me,
exactly.
but not me, but every.
Yeah, and then we have a situation in America where states, and it's kind of like Florida is medicinal purposes right now. That's usually the gateway to becoming recreational. Nevada's recreational. What's Arizona, Blake? I don't know.
We are medicinal.
Medicinal only. So you have all these things going on, you know, and in some cases, the medicinal use of marijuana, like Brian was saying, helps people, right? Makes them feel better, takes away headaches, takes away pain.
It depends on who you talk to, and again, the reason why they got the card. You know how loose California was. At the end of the day, there's a group of people who want to use it recreationally, who have to say things to get things, and there's other people who, honestly, a small percentage who it actually does help. How many of that it actually is?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a stake in it because honestly, I am so nerdy, it's not even funny. You know, so I'm not doing that. But I think that the question here is, there are human beings out there. We all this is a human being thing, right? It's inalienable that you have the right to defend yourself. And then we have human beings that are losing the right to defend themselves because of bullshit laws. You know, what I personally believe is we have too many laws. We need to simplify the laws. There's too many laws and too many things that could happen to you that would lead to you losing your gun rights. You know, listen, I know of people who, like, there was a story here in Florida of a guy that I guess he was a corrupt politician or something like that. He took some kind of bribe or did something along those lines, and he lost his gun ownership rights. What's that? Okay, you're corrupt. You're a bad person. You did something unethical. Now you can't defend yourself. What? You know, that's crazy. Or am I alone in feeling like that's crazy?
No,
well, again, dealing with a tool of destruction, you know, and it's been obviously the gun replaced the sword, and the sword used to be a tool, you know, again, a tool that can either help create. I always think of it, again, it's either destroy to create, or destroy to destroy. Those are your options. Like, sometimes you have to create something for creation, especially the hardened tool edge. How it's manufactured, anything you see in front of us, it's built our lives, it's built our dreams, but also it's shed the most blood. So again, it goes back to that point to where, you have to look at it that way, you know. Mm-hmm. But how to separate, how to toe that line? Where's the balance?
Yeah, and that's probably what we're not thinking about, I think, in our society, because honestly, there's a lot of laws in general, and there are a lot of laws like this that they're honestly tools, in my opinion. They're tools that people use to take away rights from other people to do things.
Well, let me put it this way. Here in Arizona, the gun laws are very lax. So my experience here living up to 30 some years in Arizona has been, everyone's so kind, everyone's so nice. Like, you don't, a lot of the scare tactic is gone. If you're going to do something, you're going to do it. No one's going to know about it. Okay? Apart from that, it's pretty peaceful here because you don't know if grandma's strapping. You know what I'm saying? It's literally, it gets to that level. You don't know who or what or when or why. You mind your T's and cross your eyes, whatever. You say hello and goodbye. You know, that's it. Ask someone.
Yeah. And that's the way it should be. I think that's the way it should be. You should never know what a person is holding, what their cards are, and then you should be polite. Right?
Well, I think that brings crime down for sure. I mean, how about a state where you're allowed to do all these other things? Because
I didn't hear what you said there. Do you mind? Yeah.
Other states, I'm not sure which ones who are more strict on controlling what we can and can't carry and how we can carry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I would agree with that. Arizona is one of the better states. Arizona is good. Kentucky. Florida is kind of like, okay. And then you have some states that are terrible.
Wait a minute. What do you mean Florida is kind of okay? About what?
It's okay. I mean, Florida has some things, right?
Every state does when you dig down deep into it.
But there's states that are better and there's states that are worse.
As long as you're not in the Northeast, you're all right. Or out in the West. Like West Coast.
Yeah.
Everybody in the middle.
The blue states.
Or Illinois. Okay.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm trying to say. You know,
they've always been that way, though. It's nothing new. It's not like it just appeared. You know. How do you?
Okay. And here's the thing: on the other coin, I want there to be laws because I don't want just anyone just being able to do. You know, there's some people who should have some people.
Yeah, there's some people say, "Oh, you don't need any laws. You do whatever you want." It's like, do you really understand what you said? Let people do whatever they want, what they do.
Yeah. It'd be bad for
There'd be people running around stealing everything they get their hands on.
Yeah, I never said. Yeah, I'm not saying I want no laws. I'm saying I want less laws.
Well,
so that's the thing.
Sensible laws, and whatever that is.
Sure,
and you say,
absolutely.
Well, what is sensible? People, whenever you say common sense, what is common sense? Everybody doesn't have common sense. It's like, you know, the people will argue with you about. You know, that's where it gets. It's so hard to. It's hard to talk to people that don't.
Common sense is all perspective from your reality where you grew up.
Yeah. What is my common sense might not be your common sense. So that's what.
Yeah.
Hey, let's just rip all the warning labels off of things and have at it.
It used to, before they let the lawyers loose and let them do whatever the hell they want, there was no warning labels on stuff. Find an old bottle of liquor. It has first thing, no UPC code, and no warning labels that you're going to have frog babies if you drink too much. You know, or it kills people in California. Like, duh, kills people.
Everything kills people in California.
Yeah. Everything
that we have.
I think warning labels sometimes makes people use that thing, you know, right? It's like, oh, this is dangerous. I want to do this.
Stuff. Yeah.
You know, so that's the weird thing about that. Okay, you know what? I just wanted to have that conversation. I think that's what's the whole thing. We obviously, you know, we'll find out whatever happened to FPSRussia for anyone who's joining. Supposedly he got arrested, spent a couple of days in prison there for something maybe related to marijuana. And that's on the Firearm blog if you want to look it up.
Walter, real quick, I want to enlighten you on something. I rather, if I had no choice, I'd rather be around a gun owner shooting a range who's a functional pothead rather than one who just tried it for the first time. That's two totally different experiences. Same reason you would want a functional alcoholic flying your planes because he'd done it 100,000 times. You know,
there's no such thing as a functioning alcoholic.
The ones who flew the planes, that's pretty functional.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't fly a plane.
I think they just woke up and wondered how they got there.
Yeah. So Blake, how is your I think people are saying that we've got some audio issues with you. I don't know. Maybe you're moving around from the mic. I don't know what's going on there. But just, you know, it sounds okay to me as long as you're close to the mic, but I know Lola is telling me we've got some stuff going on there. So
yeah, getting a little bit of.
Oh, you are? Okay, you guys are getting that? Okay.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so let's maybe let's switch gears here a little bit and
let's do something else.
Yeah, let's talk. So, you know, we have Blake on.
Knives.
So he makes knives. Do you have to have a license to make knives? I think I asked you this before.
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yes.
I don't know if
that will happen one day.
License for the oldest trade in the book.
Yeah,
but you're one of them. Yeah, besides prostitution, that's probably one of the oldest ones. Yeah,
you might be right.
Yeah, so you're in Arizona, so you can do a lot of stuff in Arizona.
Oh yeah.
So you tell us a little bit about yourself for people who haven't seen it. We had Blake on for a whole show. Not sure what episode that is right now. It's one of the early episodes. Do you know? Okay, Blake.
11. Can you hear me? Are you guys losing me?
Yeah. So make sure you keep your mouth close to the microphone.
I don't know.
I know that's gonna be yeah, that's good. Yeah, it was episode 11, right?
Episode 11.
Okay, cool. So, but just give for folks out there that are just joining us and don't know anything about BMH, you want to tell us what BMH is? What's the philosophy behind that?
BMH Knives is a small manufacturer of knives, small artisan knives. I do from fixed blades to folders, swords, axes. Just basically what I want to create that day. Post and sell on Instagram and just build a brand of good knives, good vibes. Again, just going back to that whole vibrational state and just understanding that, you know, there's ways to use things and ways not to use things. And same thing with your mind, with your body. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay, cool. So do you have some examples there? I'd like to share with folks out there. We're going to talk. I know Walter's got some knives. Brian, are you into knives?
Oh, of course.
Okay. Do you have some? Then you better have some knives then.
Hold on.
So
Give me one second.
We'll throw up some knives. So hold on. Let me lock Blake in here. So, okay, that's beautiful.
This is a saber tooth design. It's a
that looks so sexy. I like that.
It's the recurve hollow grind.
Did you show us that the last time?
I'm not sure. No, I think last time.
No, I don't remember seeing that one.
No, that was cool, man. Yeah, you showed this. Yeah, the Tonto. So, okay, so this is a Tonto.
Tonto? Tonto?
Tonto. I think it's
Tonto.
Tomato.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Everyone says it different.
Yeah, that's also very cool.
So let me ask a question, Blake. When those are ground, are you holding on to them physically, or are they in a fixture when they're ground, or how does that work?
I have both. All my production is ground on a fixture, and all my customs are freehand ground by me.
Okay, all right, yeah, because I'm sure I always watch people grind blades, and I'm going, oh, just one little slip, and oh, that one's done.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much.
Yeah. So I'm just to give a shout out to some people who are in the chat. Jock Carpenter says, "I just use a steak knife. Does that count?" Now,
if it's a good one.
So yeah, here's the thing. Is it an artisanal steak knife? If it's an artisanal steak knife, if it's a custom-made steak knife, then yeah, that's awesome.
Like Damascus steel and all that stuff like that.
But if you're like me and you went, because I went to like Walmart and bought some,
and you got some Chinesical steak knife.
Yeah, exactly.
Tools, knives are tools. I shop at Harbor Freight too, so.
Yeah, exactly. So that doesn't, Now, by the way, just so I don't forget, check this out. I've shown this before. This is an axe that Blake made for me, my survival axe. Yes, it's tiny. This is my hand right here, and this is the axe. So just for people to check that out. That's pretty awesome. And Blake, did you make more of these, or you just made one of these things?
Those were, I think, a 12 limited run batch. So there
you go, 12, one of 12.
I'll never make that again. It was a little gimmick I did.
You're never making it again. Oh my God, now. Okay.
Oh dear.
Be jealous, people. Be jealous. Yeah. No, I actually think this is pretty cool. I'd love to see like a big, massive version of it,
Mm-hmm.
I need one for for when I go off-road or something like that. And in
case you got to cut down a tree.
Yeah, if I've got to chop down a tree or something. Okay, so what's this axe that you're showing here?
The big one you want.
Oh yeah, there you go.
This is a 1/2-inch throwing hawk, so we do a lot of knife throwing out here in New Zealand.
Oh, so that's a throwing axe?
Yes, this is a throwing axe.
Okay, so so now what does something like that cost?
These run $350 on them.
$350, cool. Okay, and I didn't get a chance to find out from you what the Tonto and then the other knife you showed, if you don't mind showing them again, because I know people are going to ask, they want to know. You guys can go to BMH Knives. It's bmhknives.com, right, Blake?
Yes, there's no stock. But they can go to bmhknives.com for sure.
Yeah. You're also on Facebook, Instagram.
Not on Facebook, only Instagram.
Oh, Instagram. Okay.
And now, hopefully, YouTube. I'm trying to get a whole bunch of destruction videos.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so Blake will be on YouTube soon.
Yeah, me and my buddies go out, and we got so much footage of just destruction with guns and stuff, so I can't wait to pull out the arsenal.
Oh, cool. All right, cool. So now, did you tell us about the Tonto and the other knife?
Yeah, so this is a peccary. It's a smaller life support. It's a horizontal carry belt.
Yeah.
Construction. So these are more affordable. These are 180.
180. Okay, very cool. Yeah. So are those also a limited run kind of thing?
These I'm trying to bring on as my production run. So these are the ones that are ground on the jigs. These are the ones that I'm trying to prelude to the custom, since not everyone can own a $1,200 Tonto.
Right. Okay.
And this one just sold today. So.
Okay. So those other knives that you're showing, do they come with a sheath or anything like that?
Yeah, they do.
Because I'm guessing it's set up somehow for you to carry it on your belt or some other. Okay, so it comes with this sheath.
So here's a horizontal scout carry. Should we teach me to carry this over mid of your back or right in front of the belt, right in front of your. I don't know what carry you would call that, but.
Yeah, kind of like sideways on your belt.
Yeah, and it's all really pliable, plush leather, all genuine, and it really you forget it's there. There's no hot spots.
Okay, cool. And you said that that's like 180.
Yeah, 180 when I have them in stock. But again, check Instagram and follow the builds because I normally do batches of 25 to 100, and I upload it on the website.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I got to get one of those. So you got to, work on it. Okay, so do you guys, who's got knives to show? Walter has a ton of knives. So if you guys have knife questions out there, then, just hit us up with the knife questions here in the comment, and I will, will.
Looking at learning how to make knives, they can follow me on Instagram. I do a lot of tutorials on there, and hopefully soon on YouTube here.
Okay.
You ever made knives out of like older tools?
Yes, those are the funnest. Like either.
That's what I wanted to ask you. What's the weirdest thing you make a knife out of?
Out of a titanium rod out of a bet's leg.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And this was like a rod he wasn't using in his leg?
No, they did a surgery and he had lost his leg. And he did the rod for all the years and was like, I've always wanted a knife maker to make a knife out of this rod. I'm like, I'll do it.
Wow, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, turned out really cool.
Cool.
So, Chris B wants to know, Blake, who makes your sheaths?
I do. I make them all in house.
Oh, very cool. All right. And so, do your knives usually come with a sheath, or that's like a separate thing?
They all come with sheaths. They all come ready, locked.
Okay.
Oiled.
Yeah, very cool. All right. So, Brian, did you want to throw up some knives?
Oh, of course. I got some older stuff.
There? I mean, you're a little dark there, but let's see if we can see.
Yeah, sorry, my game room's a little off.
Yeah.
But
Nice. Hold on. If I
click, what is that? What is that?
It's, I don't really know. It was actually from my grandfather before he passed away. I have a few of these that he got in the when he was in the Army, actually the Navy. So
show that
here's
again.
this one.
Yeah, just show it again and hold it up if you don't mind. Okay.
Oh wow.
Oh, let me.
Oh wow, that's gorgeous.
And so here's the sheath that it came in, and it has its own sharpening stone in it.
That's awesome.
And then here is the paratrooper knife that he got in the sheath, and it has its own stone. So when he was flying hunting submarines, he actually had this knife on him and passed it down to me.
That is rad. That is
pretty. Yeah, it's pretty worn from him.
Those are the knives I love.
Yeah, that's
With history behind them.
Yeah.
That is bad. Do you know what tool steel or what steel that is? Possibly D2.
It doesn't even really have any markings on it or anything.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I think it was, when was he in? He was in the Vietnam War.
Okay.
So he had some older stuff from there.
That
most of them, I guess, had no markings.
Yeah.
I think they use a lot of D2 in Vietnam. I have to look into that.
Yeah, I would have. I'm not, definitely not a knife expert. That's why we got Blake on. So Brian Robinson wants to know what's a good all-around carry folder. Blake, you have any opinions on those?
I like fixed blades. I'm sorry. I like fixed blades.
Yeah, Blake's a solidly fixed blade guy. I've got a Spyderco that I got from.
Spydercos are nice. I like Benchmades. Benchmades are good. I like the Benchmade 530.
Go ahead, Walter. You can hold that up again.
Let's see here.
So while
Waylon Wilson,
Spyderco, I got this from the late Boy Scout, by the way. Who's
Waylon Wilson was asking about Microtech. This is a Microtech.
I love Microtech.
Okay, so let's lock on you for a second. Show that again, Walter.
Yeah,
so that's a Microtech what?
UMS.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's my daily carry knife. It gets no quarter, as they say. It opens boxes. It does everything, you know. So I've actually lost one before, which I almost cried. But
Oh man,
And microtechs are not cheap, right?
no, this is about when I bought it was about $1.80. So
nice.
Okay. You
but
look like, and you've had that for a while, right?
this one's got a 2005 date on it. So
Okay. Wow. So yeah, at least what, 12 years?
yeah.
That's a long time. I don't know if I've been able to not lose a knife for that long. Okay, Brian's throwing up. What is this? This looks like.
This is one of the old straight razors.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there you go.
So that's what Walter used to shave with.
Yeah. That's in the Stone Age.
Never used
Back when
one.
dinosaurs were still
I'll
around.
tell you what, making straight razors probably
Those things are scary, man. I don't know.
Yeah. What were you saying about straight razors, Blake?
making a straight razor is probably one of the hardest one of the hardest cutting toileters you can make, just as far as cutting her goes and how thin you have to get the blade to actually slice hair efficiently and all that. It's nuts. There's a whole cycle.
Yeah, I'm sure that takes a serious amount of skills. Have you ever made one?
Yeah, I have one right here.
Oh, cool.
I don't make much of them because I'm telling you.
Let's take a look at this. Ooh, that looks pretty cool. Wow. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's got some file work on the handle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like the form and the simplicity of that, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So
It's got like very natural curves. It's almost like a feather or something like that.
it's funny.
like a pretty girl.
Yeah. So let me see if I'm getting while you're going through that.
Hey,
let's see.
What do you mean? Walter never hit puberty. What's this stuff?
Okay, go ahead.
Tony Cantrell says Walter never hit puberty. What the
It's
hell?
Friday, so you know we're gonna call it like Free for Walter Friday. So
I'm hairy like Sasquatch. So yeah, I did a puberty a long time ago.
Yeah. What are you showing, Blake? What was that?
Oh, I was just showing the sheath I was putting up. But hey, Walter, I want to talk to you. I want to be able to get this Tsuba, which is a handguard manufactured in with a bayonet attachment, and then these skills can come up and.
So you need a
help me with the back end of getting this attached to an AR.
Yeah, you need like a loop on one end, and
yeah,
you need the loop for the wherever it attaches to the gun, and then the socket.
I got a good CAD guy. If I just know what the receiving.
So what? Yeah, Walter, can you show us a close up of that? What's that supposed to?
Well, this is like an M1 Garand bayonet. So,
okay,
but they're pretty much all the same. You have the socket where it fits into the gun, and then the loop where it goes over the barrel or the flash hider or whatever. Yes.
Oh, nice.
Now, would that be similar in an AR platform kind of thing?
Almost the same. Not much has changed with bayonets. Besides the blade types and the sheaths and stuff like that. But,
yeah.
I'm going to figure it out. I'll let you know once I got that.
Yeah. Speaking of bayonets, this guy here, when my uncle passed away, my dad brought this back. And it's actually, it was made by Utica.
Oh, wow.
And it's like after the war, they had all this leftover seconds for making bayonets. And they actually turned them into like consumer knives where they just left off the attachment points and made them into fixed blade knives.
That's cool.
Yeah, I did some looking up on the internet, and I was like, oh, that is cool.
I like that. I wonder how many of those are out there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's because it's just like a leftovers seconds kind of. Let's do something with this besides throw it in the scrap barrel.
Yeah, it looks like you could change the handle on that.
Right? Yeah, you could. Yeah, it's got standard bayonet type grips on it. So
what sheath did that come with? Did it come with a sheath?
I didn't get a sheath.
You want a sheath made for it?
That's a possibility.
Hey, send it down.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Actually,
if Picasso offers you to make you a sheath, you know.
No,
don't dilly dally, Walter.
Yes,
dilly dally.
I would love to have a sheath.
I got a good customer shop.
As long as it's not too ornate, that's all.
Yeah. So, Waylon Wilson says that's a sexy microtech that you were throwing up there, Walter. Yeah, that was Tony Cantrell that said you never hit puberty. So shout out to Tony. I like when people make fun of Walter. That's always good.
If it's about toys, then it's fine. You know, I do like mini bikes. And, you know. And
he also said something about the French-Indian War. Razor JB wants to know if Walter has a YouTube channel. Yes, it's Safety Harbor Firearms, as well as what is it? Mower Death.
Mower Death. Yeah, it's on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Brian is from 904 Outdoors. Right, Brian?
904.
Yep.
Yeah. So Blake, did you put up your YouTube channel yet, or you haven't? You guys haven't posted videos there yet?
I'm still working on it. We're gonna open pretty big with a couple of cool destruction videos. So once I get that going, I just want to make sure I can post stuff in between manufacturing the knives and the family and all that. And
yeah. Okay.
When you say destruction videos, right? Destructing knives or
both? Yeah. Taking my knives to the limit,
okay,
breaking cool stuff, exploding, like kind of the same kind of thing, but with hopefully not having doors fly at me. You know? Or being smarter about it, I guess.
Yeah,
shards of metal flying back at you.
Yeah. So let me hit up some. Let me shout out some people here. Exhale says, "What's up, fellas?" Exhale, that's a very cool guy. He does. Walter, you weren't here. I think this was yesterday.
Yeah.
Exhale does, you know, the polymer 80 lowers for Glocks.
Yes.
Okay. Exhale like customizes those and stipples them. He's got some really cool stuff going on. Yeah. So shout out to him. And
the Tyven Show's in the house.
Yeah, Tyven Show's up there. What's up, Tyven Show? Semper Parada says hashtag free Will we Walter. Fee will. I don't know what that means. Hashtag fee will we Walter.
I don't know either, but
whatever. It's a hashtag now.
Oh dear. Yeah.
So and then Jock Carpenter says, did Walter use that in the Civil War?
What, this one?
Yeah.
Or this one.
And Mike Bryant says that's rad. Mike Bryant's being nice to you. He says that's rad, Walter. So
one of my favorite blade shapes is the.
Oh, that's cool. Hold on a second. Let me lock you, Walter. Okay, that's cool. What is that? Kukri, right?
Yeah. That's one of my favorite shapes.
That's
and because it was used by the guys from Nepal. Oh God, help me out here. They're in the British Army. The Gurkhas. Gurkhas use these, and it's a very effective and blade shape design.
Yeah. So a quick thing here. So Blake, Tyven Show is saying that you might not have your microphone there in front of you turned on. So if you go up into the thing that looks like a gear, settings, if you go up on settings and you click that, you should see a drop down that shows you your camera, what microphone you're using, and all that. So just make sure that you're using the one, because that's probably your computer microphone that you're using.
All right, can you guys?
Oh, look at that! That's awesome. Tyven Show. Okay, listen, hold on. Let's everyone clap.
Who's coming with us?
Let's clap for Tyven Show. Tyven Show. Yep, it works. Awesome.
Wait, is that clapping for me or for the kukri?
For you and for Tyven Show for helping you out. So, you know,
oh, thank you.
Shout out to the Tyven Show. Right. We,
I'm telling you, I'm a simple blacksmith, guys. I don't know.
No, it's cool. It's all right. You know, that's why we've got friends. That's why we've got friends in the chat.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Crispy, my YouTube journey for sure.
Absolutely. Crispy says knife porn. So let's get back. So that kookery.
This is a real one from 1941, actually.
No
way. Kookeries do you have?
Maybe this one helped.
I like the handle.
Oh yeah. If you look at it,
what's the handle material?
Is that wood? Is that wood?
Okay. Yes, it's a wood.
Hold it up. Hold it up a little bit, just right there. Okay.
Whoa! What's a pommel?
It is
that brass.
Actually, it looks like it's painted steel. To be honest with you. Yeah.
Wow.
But this one's from Nepal. This is a real one. So
from Nepal. Oh my goodness.
That is awesome. Yeah. Wow! Look at that shape.
If anybody's, and I don't have any financial connection to these guys, but if anybody's looking for one to have, a real one, IMA has them, International Military Antiques.
International Military. So let me ask you, what are those notches for?
It is a spiritual thing with the people from Nepal, and I don't know the exact meaning of it, but it's a spiritual meaning to the knife. So
I wonder if there's any function that they had for it. I had to look.
Yeah, like does it open bottles?
It should.
I haven't tried that, but
yeah,
it might open skulls. But
yeah.
Oh, that's
This is
for
how
sure.
you open a beer.
That's a
and-
sexy knife, Walter. I like that.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
and
pretty
it's
cool.
if you know, just by feeling the grip, it's made for somebody with a smaller hand than us big white guys. So,
Sure.
but the soldiers from Nepal are known for their veracity. Is that the word for it? Their
Veracity. What their
fierceness in battle.
Oh, okay.
They've done many a charge where these things are up in the air and they go at it.
You would not want to be at the tail end of that.
No, they don't take any prisoners. So
Yeah. Brian is volunteering.
What
Yeah, what year is that, Walter?
What year did you say?
it has a 1041 on it, so it's
That's
10 of
awesome.
41. So pre Pearl Harbor. I like that. So
Yeah. So Blake, have you made any kookeries?
I have a couple on my books yet, but I have not got to them yet. But I will be.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was going to
they-
see if you
they
have
come-
any there.
They also come in all different sizes too. I mean, you can get
Sure.
small ones, and you
Different
get
shapes and everything. That one was really. I love the curves of that one. That's probably one of the nicest kookeries I've seen.
like I said, IMA has them for sale. So
That's cool.
they're not for a vintage knife like that. They're usually $100 or less. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's totally worth it. I
Yeah.
love knives.
Yeah, and Walter's just trying to be modest, talking about he doesn't have knives.
well,
Seriously, Walter.
I know. Right?
Yeah.
I mostly have like military type bayonets and stuff like that.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of knives compared
Walter,
to guns.
I have to get with you with the bayonet thing. So
Yeah.
once
Okay.
you send the sheath over, we'll
Okay.
We'll definitely exchange info. Probably at the end of this, we could exchange info. You know, Walter's got. Let me see. Now he's pulling out swords. What you got? Oh,
This is a bayonet.
a
not a
bayonet.
sword.
Okay.
It's from a English. I'm trying to think of the name of the rifle, but 1880s vintage.
Oh wow,
military
that's
rifle,
cool.
Yeah.
So that's okay. So that's like very cool.
That's a
Someone
bayonet.
wants to know. There was a comment. I'm not sure who said this. Does anyone make knives with the stone anymore?
Yeah. I was just at Grizzly Welding over in Phoenix, and he constructed this huge electric stone wheel. I think it was 24 inches by 12 inches wide. This whole thing, I mean, you needed a forklift once we finished welding the frame and everything. So, yeah, a lot of guys are still doing the old traditional style.
Sharpening stone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think. Well, actually, Lola says that was her. She wanted to know, but yeah, okay, that's interesting. I think she wanted to know because Brian was showing some with the little sharpening stone in there.
Right.
Is that what you wanted to know, Lola? Yeah. So she wants to know if knives come with those little sharpening stones.
Well, those are just honing stones. So once you have a knife profiled and you vape into the edge and it's sharp, that just keeps it sharp.
Go ahead and show that,
Line
Walter.
a knife with a stone, you need one of those.
Yeah. This is just to kind of put a quick little edge on it, not to
Yeah.
not to do any.
Yeah, that's when you go out there. But you know, if you could probably just get those if you have a knife that doesn't have that, right?
You can
You
buy
can
them
pick
all over the
those
place.
up.
Yeah.
That knife that was the other one that was a Brian showed. That reminds me of that first one you showed. There was a lot of knives made in Mexico that have that same style where the grips are kind of molded, and they'll have a brass hilt and they have a blade about 8, 9, 10 inches long with the same kind of sheath. That was a real popular thing back 60s, 70s, and now people collect them actually because they were inexpensive back then, but now I don't think you can't even probably do that stuff in Mexico anymore. It's probably illegal. So.
Yeah, it's like a lot of things over there. Mike Bryant chimed in on the stone. He says those stones are field use only, not the best way to sharpen.
No.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's see. So Blake, do you have what's like a big knife that you got over there, man? What kind of was it the Tonto or I know you got. What's that thing? Oh.
This is a collaboration I'm going to be doing with my buddy Chad. He's also a knife maker designer. So I like grinding thick steel.
That's a beast.
Why does that have a channel? Is that for your blood to like slowly drip out?
It's a blood fuller.
Yeah, that's so cool. That's cool.
It's just to add cool factor and take down the weight. So you can, this is literally 7 pounds. I don't even know.
Wow,
but
okay.
Chad likes to make some big knives.
No, that's cool. Yeah.
Alpha Knife Hunter Design. He's so this is probably the biggest knife I'll be grinding, but it's a collaboration. Us knife makers like to
so so that's you collaborating with another knife maker?
This is Chad's design, and I'm gonna grind it all out. And I sent him some of my knives, and he's gonna do the same. So we like to promote and network like that. So you wanted a big knife. That's a big knife.
Yeah,
that's a knife.
Yeah, so let me hit up a couple of people here. Jock Carpenter says, what knife did Walter use to kill dinosaurs?
A big one. Yeah.
He's a knife. He's a stone.
Jump on the back. This thing is like many size. So
Walter, we need to make a bayonet cookery.
Yeah. Brian Robinson wants to know what's the largest knife you can carry in Florida. That's a good question. I think it depends whether you have CCW or not, right, Walter?
Yeah. Well, if you're carrying it concealed, I don't think there's any limit on the size.
Yeah.
Besides what you can.
It's also tuned from hunting and fishing and what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. And then, go ahead.
Oh, I mean, somebody was asking me what that British bayonet was off of. It's off of Martini Henry. That's what that one was for.
Oh,
so.
Martini. Okay, Henry.
Martini Henry. Yeah.
Okay.
I have one in the safe. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay, and then someone by the name of Shut Up and Play Your Guitar. This is what he's saying. So, you know, obviously the story is out there. So this is from our headline thing. FPS Russia. This is what he's saying. I'm quoting him. FPS Russia arrested for receiving THC liquid through the mail in Georgia for a loved one suffering from cancer/chemo treatment. Georgia law strict on marijuana/THC liquid. So that, you know, that could be the thing. And that's, you know, I mean, come on. Right? You know, we don't know whether or not that's true. We don't, I mean, all of this is speculation.
That's a far stretch if that's what it is. That's a far
Why didn't that person order it themselves?
Maybe they live with him or something, and you know, and
okay, yeah, and we don't know. We don't.
Yeah, so yeah, but this is, but you know, and the reason why I was discussing it, you know, I'm not trying to beat up on FPS Russia. I'm a fan. I'm subscribed to him. I wish, you know, I would like to see him making videos and all that kind of stuff. I know his fans ask me all the time what's up with him. I'm like, I don't know. You know, so I would love to see him making videos and all that. The thing I was trying to say is that, you know, there's some stupid laws on the books, you know, and if you know, this kind of stuff maybe should not be on the books and slowing people down. All right.
At some point it might not be, but at the moment
it is. Yes. Okay. Yes. I understand. I get it. Okay,
risk versus reward, right? Now, yeah, you see the laws now. Okay, if I'm gonna be playing that game, you know, there's consequences if you get caught. So there you go.
Yeah, yeah. You know, this is the whole thing. You know, and sometimes, trust me, I know the government can set you up. Remember, we were just talking to Mike Daddy.
Yeah. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Yep.
Government can set you up big time, big time.
Yep.
You know. I remember I probably shouldn't talk about this because Lola is here, but years ago, I had a girlfriend. And she was like hanging out with me for a couple of days. And so there was this package that came to her house. And so someone's they're like calling her and they're like, oh, we were trying to deliver this package to your house, but you weren't there. You know, when are you going to be there so we can deliver this package, right? And I remember saying to her, you know what? the mail service, UPS, yeah, they don't do all that. I would not get that. I wouldn't get that package. And she didn't listen to me. So after I dropped her back home, like, literally minutes later, I found out. And you hit
the road.
Yeah. So she got arrested. They came, delivered the package, and arrested. Basically, she I guess she had like a boyfriend that was in Guyana. This is like the one Guyanese chick I ever messed with. So she had this boyfriend in Guyana that maybe found out what she was up to, and he sent her something illegal. You know, and the federales just
watching.
They just set her up, man.
They were watching.
Yeah, that they came, she signed for it, and they were like, "Thank you very much. Here's the handcuffs."
Oh man.
So you know that kind of thing happens.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so who knows what's going down there?
Somebody's asking about the auto switch on knives, like that one.
Yeah. So yeah,
that's the only way I roll.
So that's on your, yeah, is that the Microtech?
Yeah.
Okay, how many Microtechs do you have?
Me?
Yeah. Just one?
I have one.
Yeah, no, you have another one. You have another one. You have a special one that came with that Steyr.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, yeah. That's a fixed blade, though. That doesn't count.
That's fixed blade. It does count. Listen, Blake is our guest, and Blake is a fixed blade dude. Don't say that Microtech doesn't count.
No. When I say that, I've never used that knife because it stays in with the gun case. So
yeah, he doesn't say it's in the case. The gun is in the case. Walter doesn't keep any of his guns in cases or boxes, except this. It's a Steyr because this.
Why you want to throw me under the bus?
Well, this is but this is a special gun, right? That's what it is.
It was a set. Yes.
Yeah, it's a special set from Microtech when they were making Steyr AUG clones. Yes, so I don't know if you know what the Steyr AUG is, Blake.
I don't.
It's a bullpup. It's like one of the It's
nice. Heaven for Hank Strange.
Yeah, before it's a bullpup. So I'm a big bullpup fan.
He's a pup guy.
I love bullpup.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
Yeah, so Walter's got the whole set. Everything stays nicely in the box. He opens it up. The box goes, oh, and then he closes it. So it's really cool.
Again, flippers versus fixed blades is just I'm all thumbs, man. The less you see me working things, the less things I need to do.
Yeah,
the better.
We don't want anything.
I want to cut.
So your Microtech is a fixed blade also?
No, that's an out the front.
Oh, okay. Just back forward.
Yeah, one of the OTFs. I just can't find it right now. It's a shame.
I get like when I can't find my knife, I get like, where's my knife? Oh, where'd it go? Where'd it go?
Yeah.
It's like, it's been in the dryer. It's been in the washer.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Let me lock it here. Now, what is that? Oh, this is lock.
You saw me. I've handed you these out plenty.
Yeah. Yes, we have. That's made of. You do a lot of. That's copper, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, you do a lot of copper stuff.
I promise you, next time I'll have my Microtech.
Yeah.
Next time.
Thanks, Tyven, on the mower death.
Yeah. So you use copper a lot is for your hilts and lots of different things, right?
Yeah, I love copper. Copper and AZ's just been a thing.
Yeah, and it looks good.
So
it looks good. So let me ask you, what's the weirdest knife or weirdest knife request that someone's ever asked you to make, other than this little tiny axe,
or the titanium leg bone? Knife.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right, that is a weird one.
There's always interesting knives. Well, I did a whole wedding set once, which was fun, but I ended up. I'm dyslexic and also I'm colorblind, so I ended up flipping the colors on the grooms and the bride's knives. So they were all. I had to read the night of the day before they had to ship. I had to make 12 knives in the night.
Oh,
and my buddies come. Yeah, it was insane. So that was probably one of the most craziest.
So what did you do with the ones that were wrong colors?
I auctioned them.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. Okay. Yeah, let me just take this opportunity here. I want to remind everyone watching, we got lots of folks in here watching. Help us out. Hit the like button. Hit that like button. Help out the Hank Strange situation. Don't forget to share that we're doing this with your friends and all that kind of stuff. That helps us out. So hit the like button, share with your friends on social media, let them know that we're doing this. We're having a pretty good rocking conversation here. So, all right, so that was a weird knife, Blake. Any other weird stuff? You know,
I'm sure if one comes to me, I'll let you guys know.
Okay.
But there's been a few.
Okay. Brian Robinson wants to know what's everyone's all-time favorite knife.
Benchmade 42.
Benchmade 42. Okay. Do you have one? Do you have one there?
I don't know where it is. I'm unprepared.
You have no respect for no, it's cool. I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing. So, Brian, what about you, man?
I love the stiletto style knives is what I like.
Nice.
So it's not any particular brand.
Yeah.
Those just old gangster looking
knives. Check this one out. Check this one out.
Ooh, nice, Walter. Nice.
This is a Sykes Fairborn that I bought last year when we were in England.
Yeah.
It's not a real old one, but it's like current issue for them.
Yeah, hold that up again, Walter. That's very nice, cool. Man. We like that knife. That's a very sexy.
I like simple. Sometimes simple is better.
Very distinct purpose for this.
Yeah, can you just hold the hilt? Go, right there. Hold, no, keep going, keep coming over, right there. See the hilt? Yeah, Now that's a good looking hilt there. I don't know what you call that. That kind of like
Commando Death.
yeah, that kind of grip that's on there, but that's pretty cool.
You know what?
Yeah, simple and cool. What's up?
That's very similar to a knife I'm about to smelt a copper handle to. You know that copper. Hold that handle up again. How you have that swell in the middle. I have a foundry where I'm basically I stick this whole part of the blade in sand and I pour that whole handle and the hill at the same time as one unit, and it's going to be all encased in copper. But it's similar to what you have there, so that's kind of neat. That will be on YouTube for sure.
Excellent.
Oh, that'll be awesome to watch.
For anybody that wants to know, these were kind of designed as kind of like a brain scrambler. So you figure it out. There's some
So
manuals.
that goes in. You put that where? Like through the
Basically
ear or something? How the hell? Oh,
You know, the way to sneak up behind the sentry is not to do the front, but to do up through the back of the spine, because there's no screaming then. So
Nice.
and
That's
that's the way that was designed. So
yeah. Okay, that's
not that we advocate that type of activity here at Safety Harbor Firearms, but
hardened tool edge, man. It can definitely.
You know, it's like a Bowie knife. The reason there was a big Bowie knife was you could chop things. You could chop people.
Same with the kukri. The kukri's got all the weight forward to lob off limbs.
It's a head lopper. The kukri, it'll take it right off. So, but if you need to cut some firewood too, there you go. So,
a lot of use.
Okay, I know Chris B is trying to get me to pull up the pictures that I have of because he's got a really cool cold steel knife. But my phone, I'm trying to look it up, Chris, on my phone. It's like if you send it to me again, and I will show it on my phone because I can't go that far back on Facebook.
Cold steel is good, and again, to educate you guys, there's production, there's mid tech, there's full custom, there's full handmade. Like there's so many genres of knife making. So like I just love knives of any genre. So Cold Steel is another manufacturing a knife company who they got really well thought out designs and good quality knives.
Functional knives too.
For sure.
Yeah. So
you got to keep that in mind too, because some knives are designed as art. Other ones are designed to go out and hack some branches off a tree. So you can't mix the two together. So
right, absolutely, yeah. That'll probably be like those railroad spikes that I was showing the last time that Blake was on, which I didn't bring those. And Larry Sellers wants to know: is SV90 worth buying, or is it just something to brag on? So the SV90, I'm not sure what we're talking about there with the SV90. So we're gonna have to get some clarification on that, Larry. Yeah. What what knife are you talking about? Who's that from?
SV90.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. So is that steel? SV90 steel.
If that's a super steel, you're already gone wrong. Stay with what's tried and true. Stay with tool steel. Stay with some of the stainlesses are all right. The 157 PCM, all that stuff is good. S7 is good. D2s are good. If you want to even take it back for 01 tool steel, 1095, anything with a number in front of it, you're going to be solid. It's going to last you forever. It's going to be something your kids are going to hand down to their kids, to their kids, to their kids. That's what you want. You want archive.
And you want something you can actually sharpen yourself too.
Absolutely. All these fancy steels with all these crazy moly components and everything that, they're smelting them from powder. It's basically powder melted steel, like to the side, like you're baking steel. It's insane. But no, a normal human can't sharpen it. You can't hold those tolerances enough to even start using the effectiveness of the steel. You got to get it sharpened professionally.
But and there is something to say for the cool factor, though, right?
Oh, for sure, definitely cool factor.
Yeah.
If you want your knife made out of a meteorite or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome, but you're going to pay a high price for that meteorite material.
And a high price for that steel too. So
right.
Absolutely. You get bragging rights. Now, here's just to show something that's like a real cheap knife. And I got this from a friend of mine, Bubba Roadkill. I always talk about him here. He's like my knife guy that I know locally.
He's a knife guy, yeah.
Those are sharp knives.
Yeah, so this is a Morkiven. What is it? Let me see. Morakavniv or something like that. It's basically It's basically a Swedish-made knife. So let me see if you guys can see that. You know, and this is like he got this to me because of what Walter just said. You want to get a knife that you could sharpen. So, and this is not expensive, by the way. This is like, I think you can get this on Amazon for less than $20.
If you were to own one knife per function, that would probably
it's carbon steel. Yeah.
Those are sharp knives.
Yeah, so you're saying like a good knife for function, this would be cool?
That's so, and the price is right, and you can put it anywhere. It's got the, you know, it's perfect.
Yeah, it's got this thing. Like I actually had it. Someone asked me the other day when we were talking to Late Boy Scout whether or not I keep anything like tucked in my socks. You could tuck this in your sock.
Sure.
You don't wear those big athletic socks, do you, Hank?
Yeah, dude.
You could skin and process a whole elk with that knife.
Yeah, that's why. Right, that's why Bubba Roadkill wanted me to have this good survival knife.
Yeah,
you can buy a bunch of these, keep them in the car or whatever, right?
I got one.
Yeah, Brian, will you bring up something?
So yeah, there's my stiletto that I carry.
That's a serious
old school.
What
switchblade looking thing?
Is that spring assisted?
No, it's a button assisted.
Nice.
What is the name of that?
It's just a cheap.
Oh,
it's a flea market knife. I carry a bunch of them because I break them at work all the time.
Those are the best. Okay. And the butterfly knives too are awesome.
Yeah. Once you get the whole thing down,
they're cheap. If I break it, it don't matter. So
sure.
That's why I don't want to carry something super expensive.
You want to hear a knife story?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Back years ago, we did the SOCOM show in Tampa, or SOFIC they call it now, and I had a bunch of I bought a bunch of cheap laser cut paracord wrapped handle knives, and I got them laser engraved, and I gave them away, kind of like a letter opener. And Arlie Ermy was there with Glock, so I went over to the Glock space, and I waited in line. I went up
for 5 hours.
No, it was free.
Oh no, I'm saying
no. 5 hours. Oh, 5. No, it wasn't that long. A SOFIC because there's always a lot of people in there. Yeah. So I went up and I said hello and how you doing? Hey, you want a letter opener? And he goes, wait a minute. And he gets this other guy, go in the back, and he comes back out with a Glock knife, and he signs it for me.
That's nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, hold it up a little higher. There you go. Awesome.
Is it right way? Yeah, it's right way right there. Yeah.
That's cool.
So I didn't do anything. I didn't ask for it. I didn't beg or anything. He just thought it was a fair swap, and he gave me a.
Show us the blade.
Pull it out. Yeah. Pull that out.
It's a Glock, Glock fighting knife they call it, or utility knife. Cool.
Oh, look at those serrations on top. Turn that sideways for me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
Yeah. The story about Glock knives is kind of interesting too, because at first the Austrians wouldn't use them because they broke off when they tried in trials, and then Mr. Glock fixed that, and then they came back to him about the Glock, the pistol and the design and all that. And next thing you know, they're making guns. So, but yeah, it was kind of cool.
Oh no way! So that's the history. They started off trying to get into the.
They started off making knives.
No way! I did not know that. Thank you for that.
Oh. Okay, no, I never heard that. I didn't know that either. That Glock started out.
When we were out west, when we were at the museum in Cody, Wyoming, they have a Glock exhibit there right now, and they have a video running. They show the whole story how the Glock 17 came about. So
that's cool.
It was kind of interesting. Yeah. So
I'm a big Glock fan. My buddy makes a Glock plates, custom Glock plates on the back. You know the
switches.
What's that?
With a switch on the back of the Glock?
No, the butt plate.
Not full auto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have a custom Arizona State one. I should
okay.
The butt plates. He makes the butt plates, right?
Yeah.
Butt plates. Okay,
Not the butt plate. What's behind the sights on the slide?
Oh, the back plate.
The back
plate.
Yeah, on the slide. Yeah. That's what people usually customize. So he makes those.
Yeah. So
okay.
he makes custom back plates.
So that's my my Arlie Ermy. I've talked to him a few times, Arlie Ermy, and he's a nice guy. He's not one of these stuck-up guys that won't talk to you. He'll take time and chat. And,
that's cool. That's a cool story.
Yep.
That's a pretty knife too. I like those serrations on the back.
Yeah. They're pretty wicked. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Exhale says, aren't true stilettos double-sided? I don't know the answer. Do you guys know?
I think they are, but of
Okay.
course, it's not a true stiletto. It's just cheap.
Right.
It's
Okay.
just cheap knives.
Well,
I would not know the answer to
Correct
that.
me if I'm wrong. Stiletto is the blade type or the knife type? Or, you know, is this considered a stiletto or is this
No,
considered?
I feel isn't it the flip? Just show your stiletto. It's that whole thing, the button.
Oh, the whole style.
Yeah. So let's see Brian's again.
Show the action on it. Show the action on it.
Okay.
I think.
As it called, it's a kind of, I call it old school switchblade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
So it's just
Yeah, that whole.
Yeah, I think what he's talking about is like maybe the true assassin ones, you know.
I'm
the
writing that
assassin.
down. I'll look it up.
Yeah. Someone look that up. We'll
what-
get to some other stuff here. And Rebel Snapper says he came in late, but he wants to know if we have love for ESEE knives. They're badass woods knives. So I don't know what ESEE knives would
Yeah.
be.
Yes, DE knives.
So Rebel Snapper, you got to like tell us what those are,
Let me look.
and then
Yeah. Break
then
down the
while we're-
acronyms.
yeah. So while you guys are looking that up, I will hold up. Let me see if I can get
See
this.
somebody
to-
talking about me.
I can get this to lock.
Walter people are always talking about you.
So check this out here. Let's see if you guys can see this. I'll blow
That's a
this up
bullpup.
a little. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, I guess he's got a. Yes, he does have a bullpup there. He's a man after my own heart. But he's just. So this is Chris B's cold steel. Let me see if I can get a better. A better shot here. Let's see. Okay, here we go. There's a better picture. We've got a little bit of glare on my screen. Let me see if
Yeah,
I
you
can.
got a little bit there.
Yeah, there's a little bit of glare. Let me lock it on me for a
What we
second.
got here?
Let's see if we can find a better way to show it. But it's maybe like that. I don't know. It's a nice knife, nice cold steel knife. Very cool knife that he has.
Man.
Going.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Actually,
Here's-
talking about cool knives. There is
the Zula is probably one of the most better popular knives of the ESEE knives. So they're very popular in the EDC community. The Azula.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that I'm definitely a big fan of ESEE.
Oh, okay. So what does the ESEE mean?
I think that's just the company name. So I'm on
Oh,
the
that's the company. Okay. Oh, SA knives.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Like
But
that.
here's one of the knives that are really popular. They're really
Oh, let me see. Let me lock it on you. Oh,
Oh,
that
okay.
looks cool. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
So
really
like-
functional knife. Again, something small.
Yeah.
Right.
Carry in front belt, horizontal carry, scout carry. So really
Oh,
good knife.
What were
It's
you going to
almost-
show? What were you?
It's almost like a skinner. I call it like a skinner where you could do skinning with it, things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I like smaller knives that you can control and handle and get in tighter spots. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Brian, what were you showing?
this is actually a Swiss Army knife. The
Nice.
color that they don't sell here in the States. It's a like glacier blue. I
Okay.
got from when I got Eagle Scout.
Oh, cool.
Some people.
Cool.
So they went to the Swiss and had it made for me.
Oh, nice. It's got your name engraved on it.
Yep. So I had my name and everything, and it had just the box that it came in was a certain color and certain, I guess, special edition that they make over there that they don't sell over here.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's
cool.
really cool. I like Swiss
Yeah.
Army. That was
Also-
actually my first knife.
Both of my sons are Eagle Scouts, so
Nice.
Yeah. That's like the high level? Is that high level?
that's it.
It's the
That's
highest
it.
thing.
That's as high as you can go in the Scouts, huh?
Yep, that's
Nice.
Okay, after that, you're special ops.
it. Well, you know what? You know, people make joke about that, but you get preference, you get rank when you go in the military if you're an Eagle Scout.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
instead of going in as a
rank.
private, you go in as a corporal. So
And then job applications, everything, because the skills that they teach is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Congratulations on that. Okay, let's set up some questions. So Semper Paratus wants to know any tips on knife sharpening, Blake?
Yes, if you want to be a pro at knife sharpening, go pick up the Work Sharp. It is possibly one of the coolest systems you'd ever find.
Work sharp?
Work Sharp, you can find them at Cabela's. You can find them depending on what Walmart you go to.
it's
Okay.
electric sharpener.
Yeah, that little electric sharpener with the belt system. It basically takes my 2x72 and downsizes it into a very small sharpening package. But I just outgrew it because I was just sharpening too many knives. But at first, if you're just doing kitchen knives or your own knives, I mean, once you master the system, there's a small learning curve. But I'm telling you, I've never had a sharper knife since I owned a work sharp, but I don't use mine anymore. But.
And what does that cost?
I think 130 is, you can find them at 130, 99 bucks maybe if you go on Amazon. Like, you can find, they have different models, but definitely worth every penny if you're into knife making or wanting to even show off how sharp your knife is. Like, I'm telling you,
okay,
after 5 minutes of stropping, you'll pull a knife down your arm, all your hairs will be gone.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it looks like the prices just depend on, there's lots of different prices depending on which one
you
you
see
get.
it, you pulled it up, you're looking at it.
Yeah. So is there a particular one that you think
the Onion series? I think it's Ted Onion.
Oh, Onion Edition. Okay. Yeah.
That really, it's just a little bit wider belts and stuff like that. They last a little bit longer.
Oh, okay.
That's perfect. I mean,
yeah, it looks almost like a sanding kind of tool, and it's 130.
What it's doing, it's letting you grind a hollow convex secondary bevel, which is possibly one of the strongest, sharpest bevels, but it's doing it on micron belts. So you can literally take it up to 3000. It's holding the jig for you. It's holding the angle. It's doing all the work for you, literally. Oh. Once you learn how to keep your hand steady, you can pull it through a few times. Sharpest knife you'd ever own.
Okay, so it looks like that's from Ken Onion.
Yeah, Ken Onion.
Ken Onion. So are you going to have some videos on that, or is it just really straightforward? It would be cool if you did do some videos on it.
I could probably do. I'd have to buy one. I gave one to another knife maker once I grew out of mine.
Okay.
So I have to repurchase one, but I might do that just for my customs again.
Okay, cool. And then here's another question. What is your favorite steel?
My favorite steel to work with, I would say, would be S7.
S7. Okay. And then people want to know if you have any pics of your titanium knife, because they'd like to see what it looks like.
I actually have one here.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, let's see this titanium badness. This titanium.
I just had an idea for a knife. It probably wouldn't be worth a crap. But
what are you thinking?
You know how they make knives from the Damascus steel or
sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hold on. Let's see. Let's lock on it. So there you go. There goes the titanium.
Here's
looks
a
good. I like that paint splatter effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty wicked knife.
So what does that weigh?
Oh, this thing is light. I actually have a scale.
Now, titanium for holding an edge, good or bad?
It holds a really sharp, toothy edge, but you can't abuse it. Like, you can't really dig into something hard like wood. Like, if you're going to try to cut wood or something, like, you will exhaust the edge on it. But if you're cutting paper, if you're cutting cardboard, if you're cutting anything softer, like, it stays super sharp and you don't have to worry about it. Just know what materials you can and can't use it on. That's all.
Yeah, and what was the price again on the titanium ones?
Well, here's the thing. So now this is the Papa Peccary.
Mm-hmm.
And what I do on my Instagram is a win-win, where it's a raffle where I'll do, like, everyone who purchases a win-win, says there's 36 spots, they get a titanium Peccary, which is a smaller version. It's about an inch smaller, but it's basically the same setup. And since I'm able to do it in a bulk batch, the buy-in prize is only $120. So it brings it down from $350 to $100 just because I'm doing a bigger batch. It's a limited run. So you can get into one of these for $120, but you're going to have to play in the win-win raffle, which is not bad because you get perks. Like, while you're waiting, you get the entry prize knife, and then you also get a chance to win. Like, someone just won this knife here.
Oh my goodness. Really?
Today. Yes.
Wow.
So
that's nice.
It's a fun way to unload product, kind of serving it in a potluck style fashion rather than, come up and order, because custom orders take a long time.
Right. Okay. And just in case folks don't know out there, Blake is very prolific on the Instagrams.
I am.
Yeah.
Soon to be prolific on YouTube. I'm trying to make the transfer over. I'm trying to quiet down on Instagram and really land here on YouTube. I think there's more opportunities.
Yeah, but that's a cool way to do it, man. So you guys should really keep an eye on Blake and what he's doing, because that is a cool way to get into something. It's kind of like a raffle, right? But you're everyone's winning something, and you have the potential to win even more.
We hand turn these beads, so the entry prize people get beads, and this is again for the EDC community, which is basically the guys with the fancy knives and they're dolling them up. They're putting functional paracord on it so you can pull it out, but they're, you know, they're adding flair to it. So you get a EDC bead for every price entry, and then again you get to win other prizes like the double stack copper Glocks. You know, I have fun with it. And then someone wins a very expensive knife and they're very heavy.
Oh, that's very cool. So just tell people out there what your Instagram is right now. I know you don't have the YouTube up yet.
BMH Knives. BMH Knives.
Yeah, there you go. It should be very easy to find. And Chris B wants to know, what's your process of working titanium forging?
Titanium, I buy sheets in 4x8 sheets, and then I have the profile water jet cut. Once I have it in hand, then I'll hand grind the bevel. It's a chisel grind. After I hand grind it, I then anodize it. It's either heat anodized. This was electro anodized in electro solution. After that, then I carbonize the edge. After I carbonize it, I sharpen it, wrap it, and then put a sheath on it.
Okay, very cool. Is that a long process?
Yeah, it takes, if I were to do start to finish, it'd probably take 4 hours, 4 man hours from water jet to grinding and carbonizing and sharpening. It skips the heat treat process because you're not heat treating. So basically your heat treat is the carbonized process, which I will have that on YouTube. It's a cool thing where you're basically taking carbide tip and you're arc welding it into the structure, the molecular structure of the titanium. So when I grind this side, the back side exposes this small carbide frame, and that's what's actually cutting. Oh, very vicious tool. This is definitely like a shark tooth action when you cut flesh and everything. So
okay. And so I'm guessing that you're not going to make a lot of these, right? Or this is like a limited run kind of thing?
This will be a limited run. Whether I hop back from titanium to A2, I think I'll just, depending on the season, I might bring it back, just kind of like, an old model or so.
So a lot of the guys that are buying those, are they actually carrying them, or they're just getting them because what we're talking about, it's like that, cool knife to have?
Well, especially these smaller knives people carry all the time. I mean, everyone just carries a small knife just to, use daily. Is not very often you're pulling out your big kukri.
Yeah, unless you're Walter.
No.
I mean, he walks around with a bazooka.
No.
So there you go.
No.
Pull out the bazooka. Go ahead, pull out the bazooka, Walter.
Yeah, but a lot of guys with the smaller knives, they'll carry these. They'll be their daily carry. It'll be. A lot of these guys also like some of the smaller, karambits I use for secondary, primary weapon. If you gun guys, you always like the backups. A lot of my gun guys say, "Hey, can you fix this? I need this on my rig." I'm like, "Okay, so we'll make a sheath. We'll sneak a knife in there. They don't know it's there until they need it in case they get compromised." So life support. I do a lot of life support knives, and those are normally smaller, not as big as you think, because at that point, if someone's got your gun, the closest thing is to their neck. If they're going to shoot you, you got to stop them. And with a knife, you wish you had a big kukri, lob their head off, but that's not normally the case.
Right. So I think DeJuan Thomas wants to know what 72x2 grinder do you use, and what's a good intro grinder?
Manufacturer.
Manufacturer. Yeah.
I use a KMG. I've had it for years. It's great. It's made by Beaumont. KMG. It's really good beginner grinder. Ever since this industry exploded, there's so many new grinders out there. So I'm telling you what, do your research, because back when I started, there was hardly any offerings, and that's all you can get. It was either KMG or another rig that was $5,000. You can't afford that when you first start off knife making.
So what does that one cost?
The KMG, you can get into one for about $1,200.
Okay.
But if you're looking to get your feet wet, try the Craftsman 2x42. They went out of stock last year at Christmas because all these knife makers were trying to buy it. But if you can find a Craftsman 2x42, they're around $300, and let me tell you this, you can grind these knives on that grinder all day.
Okay.
If all I had was a Craftsman 2x42 and all I was doing is these Tontos, I'd be fine.
Okay. Yeah. So and Yeah, and for folks out there who are, who are interested, who are looking, you've got videos, or you're going to be putting up videos on YouTube soon, right?
Yes.
For the people out there that want to get into
Yeah,
making your own
tutorials
knives.
on how to knife grind, how to make a knife, how to sell a knife. That's a totally different arena. If you're trying to make it for profit, if you're trying to make it for a hobby, a lot of things you got to sort through and ask yourself before you just start buying tools. Because I'm telling you, the tools are endless.
Yeah,
a lot of money.
And anything, anything that you get into.
I mean, a lot of times, I don't know, man. I don't make knives for a living, but a little more skill can make up for lack of maybe some of those tools.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm glad you picked that up. You put that down, Walter. The first knife I made with a file, and I hand filed the whole thing.
Okay.
And with a hacksaw.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
I profiled it with a hacksaw and a hand file. So yeah, you can really make a hardened tool edge. And I heat treated it in a small soup can forge. I made out of forger's cup, with just a propane map torch. So, and it was hardened. I dipped it in oil and it cut. There's not much science to actually making the knife cut. So you're absolutely right on that. Try to get the skill you can rather than trying to buy.
I mean, you think back in the olden days, they didn't have electric grinders and they didn't have
for sure
all this stuff. Yeah, I mean, it had
absolutely.
It is a thing that we could do, man. You can always go back to making knives, I guess, right?
Yeah. Put it this way, Walter made a good point. Like basically now, this time and age, you're way better than starting knife making now than you were back in the medieval days. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of labor.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go in. I can plug into the natural gas in my backyard. I can set the forge up, and I'm banging something out.
Nice.
I mean, but
you got a forge back there, Walter?
Not yet. It's been one of those on the list, to do things.
Do it. You need to get it up, man. Get it fired up.
I have an anvil. It's not a super.
Are you missing
one.
the burner and the forge? What do you need to connect the dots?
Just doing it. Hank knows I have lots of projects. So
yeah, he's got guns to make.
I hear you.
There's people waiting on guns, waiting on their 50s.
Yeah. There's people waiting on their special Hank 50.
And their Keg 12s, which, by the way, just so that we make sure this is still a gun show. Check this out, Blake. You were asking, what kind of stuff Walter makes. Here's
That's
something right
awesome.
here that he makes.
That's one of them.
This is called the Keg 12. So it's like a shorty style shotgun.
That 870, that's Remington?
No, this is a Mossberg. I think Walter has a different version. He also makes the
stock like this.
Hold on, let me switch over.
For the
open
the AR-15.
Open the stock again. Yeah.
Oh wow.
We do these for the AR-15, the SIG MPX, and we're working on one for the CZ Evo. So.
Oh wow.
That's coming up pretty soon here. So
yeah, as well as the 50 uppers and all that. Now this is an AOW thing, so there is a tax stamp, but it's like $5.
Right.
Now, how are you producing those? How are you manufacturing it? And
well, the shotgun is we take a big shotgun and make it small just by cutting it.
Just customize everything.
Right. That stuff we do, and we make the foregrips and all that stuff out front.
Nice. You guys been working much with Cerakote? We're having a great time over here with that.
I've used it. I don't do it on a production basis.
If you need any parts, I got a good guy.
Okay.
Really affordable.
That's good. Yeah.
And if you don't, I don't know if you know this, but the story of this, correct me if I'm wrong, Walter, right? This goes back to Miami Vice days, right?
Yeah, Miami Vice, they had called the Stakeout, which was a Ithaca Stakeout. And then after that, once it was on there, then
so basically it was a Ithaca Stakeout shotgun. They cut it down, and then Tubbs had it, right?
Yeah, something of Tubbs. Yeah, I don't know I don't remember that. I don't remember that exact.
If you go back and look at the Miami Vice from the 80s, the old things. So yeah, Tubbs had one of these, was onto his white suit or whatever he was rocking.
Right.
Yeah. This is nice to have in the car, man, because you could put this right under your car seat. Pull up,
What
so
up?
There you go.
Yeah. I did a little Wikipedia here, and I found out what the marks are for. It's actually supposedly for the sharpening process.
Huh.
I thought I read someplace that it had some mythical stuff with the
That's for the sharpening process?
Yeah, they hold it in place when they're sharpening.
Oh, so they can sharpen it.
It's
I see. Hold that up. Hold that up again.
That little area right there.
Yeah. What's it called?
It is called a cho.
Cho. Okay.
A distinctive cut, numeric 3 in shape, in the edge, used as a stopper when sharpening with a chatmok.
I think he's using choil.
Yeah, with a chatmok, whatever. I don't know, but
yeah.
Anyway, so it must be something for positioning and sharpening and all that.
So Sugar Bear says that yes, Tubbs is the one that had the shorty shotgun.
Tubbs.
So Tubbs had the shorty shotgun, and 904. Okay, so Steve Brian is saying that you're supposed to be on your game and plugging the fact that 904 Outdoors has a video on that stock, right?
Oh yes, we do.
So go ahead, plug it.
Plug it up.
I guess it just came out. I think it was today. He does all our YouTube stuff. I just kind of, I'm there as a pretty face.
It's not difficult to be a pretty face versus Steve.
Ooh, wow, ow.
I know Steve is loving that one.
He's not there to defend himself either, you know.
No, he was going at me in the chat the other day. He thinks I didn't notice that, but I wrote it down.
Yeah,
I was like, next opportunity.
You got us the other day.
Yeah,
you got us back on that back.
Brian, are you on Instagram?
Yeah, I am. I just actually followed your channel.
Oh, cool. What's your handle?
I think it's just Brian Toyota Long. I think so.
So Steve says, "Ouch."
But if you're looking for the 904 Outdoors, it's I think it's 904 Outdoors.
Yeah, 904 Outdoors.
Tag me in picture of both of them, and I'll get it real quick. Tag me in them, and I'll follow you. You too, Walter. You on Instagram?
Yes. Yeah, I'm Safety Harbor Firearms, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check.
It's Safety Harbor Firearms.
Yeah, Safety Harbor Firearms. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So
someone wants to know, Blake, did you go to trade school for knife making? I know we talked about this in the other video, but we might as well hit it up a little bit.
No, all self-taught.
Yeah.
YouTube. I went to YouTube school.
Yeah, there you go. That's how it's done nowadays, baby.
That's how it's done these days.
YouTube University. And we are all professors.
Write anyone down, but anyone can do it. But it just depends on the person who's learning and how much you want to know about it, because you can really get way into the metallurgy and all that, but you don't need to know all that to know the mechanics of how to make a knife. But it's nice to know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, ultimately it comes down to artistry, right?
For sure. Just making something sharp, making it cut. It's just fun. And that's what I'm saying, Walter. If you get out there and you start banging on some steel, man, it's therapeutic, man. You're gonna get
it'd be good exercise actually. I'd be sweating my ass off here in Florida. I mean, we do the same thing in Arizona too. But
now basically what I need, I don't know where my I'm trying to see if
should I say what my idea was for a knife?
Yeah, go ahead. Hit us up with your idea. I'm trying to see. Here's my choke.
Obviously, forging or blacksmith knife people are familiar with Damascus and welding steel together and all that. So I had this idea and sitting here talking, what if you took some rankety old AKs and made a knife blade out of the...
That you possibly could. The barrels, what were the barrels steel made out of? Do you remember?
Maybe it could be like a 4140. I mean, you're not going to get the world's best knife out of it, but
it'd be durable as hell.
It'd make a hell of a video.
All right. Hey, send me some old
AKs. Okay.
I'll make you a knife out of AK barrels.
I want one.
That would be cool.
I was thinking taking the whole the receiver, barrel, everything, and just meld it into one.
You know what would be cool is find two different metals that can be mated together, and from two different knives, like maybe it's a different era, just so you can get the contrast and the etch. Really bring out the lines. That would be cool.
Now here's a thing that here's an idea that I want to just hit you up with here. So like the way this works, like there's choke tubes there. So this is you could thread this in. You can also put suppressors on this, by the way. I have a suppressor for this from Silencer Co. So I'm wondering, man, can we make a knife that I could like thread into this.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You
like
know?
a tube knife or something.
Yeah, a knife like that I could put into my shotgun. Yeah,
Bayonet.
yeah, something that can go around maybe one of these, you know, and then we thread it in, and there's like knifery going on somewhere here, something big. So when I run out, because I'm only gonna get like 3 shots.
And then that's it. You're done. You're close quarters.
Yeah, exactly. So I could just juke you up. You know.
Yes.
What was Walter saying? Going through the ear, scramble the rug.
No. Straight axe. It's gonna be a big.
Yeah, that would be so awesome. That'll be like from a movie right there, man. On this, so.
Oh yeah.
Just an idea. Just an idea.
I have an idea for that blade. But
yeah. Wardex says knife launcher. Sugar Bear says put a door breacher on it.
Nice knife launcher.
Which I think this is what I think. No, is this a door breacher on here?
No. It could be used as a Yeah,
you could. I think you could put this up and breach a door, but yeah.
Or it's also for this. Move along.
Yeah.
Move along.
I think a big axe or something on the end there is really going to send the message. And look, this is a good axe handle right here. You got good grip on this as an axe handle. You know, you can just really chop in with that. So
how about something like this?
Nice tomahawk.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me lock you in, Walter.
We throw those in the backyard all the time.
Yeah, this is one I bought. It's a cheap one just for throwing. It's fun. Yeah. Actually, this one was bought at one of the scout camps. Actually, so go out and teach the boys how to throw a hatchet or a tomahawk. It's a lot of fun. You know, so yeah, this would fit on the barrel.
Yeah, absolutely. So okay, now you know what? I know we've been going at it for a while, so you know,
we have.
Yeah, let's see if they're you know, I'm sure that Blake has to bounce here, so let's wrap it up. Let's get everyone. Walter, what do you have going on?
What do we got going on? Oh, hey, I forgot one thing. You want to do the box opening?
Okay, let's okay, you know what then, Walter, if you're gonna open the box,
I'm down. Let's do the box opening.
You got time for the box opening?
Let me ask a question first. This is just for
okay. So
everybody here on the interweb, all of
Walter's gonna do an unboxing live.
all of our internet
let's hope some snakes haven't snuck into the box.
The question is, what company is in Exeter, New Hampshire?
Exeter, New Hampshire. That would be one of the gun companies. Smith & Wesson in Exeter. Smith & Wesson or SIG.
Who are we feeling a lot of hate for lately?
SIG. Don't drop that box.
All right, using my Microtech as a box opener.
Don't drop that box, Walter. Whatever you do, don't drop it.
Walter, open it with a hammer.
They had a special going, and they still probably do. 20-round MPX mags for $9.95.
$9.95. Yeah, that's nice. A big deal. So how many did you get?
I got 11. Because if you get 11, they shipped it for free if you got 11.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
So this would be, you know, back in the days of all the madness, this would probably be a $40, $50 magazine.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So anyone out there that has a MPX, you know, go get yourself get in on this deal. Walter, we could use that to test. We have a trigger from KE Arms for the MPX. We're gonna need those magazines to test that.
I'm gonna need one of those tactical rigs now to hold on my magazine.
So I hope SIG sees that we're shouting them out. So because some of us have to go to SHOT Show and walk through SHOT Show, and SIG's gonna go. That's one of those guys.
Hey Hank, I'll be at SHOT Show. Already setting it up, man. I'll see you there.
Oh, you're gonna be there? Okay, cool. Yeah, I can use an entourage. When we go walking through, there's gonna be SIG and a bunch of other companies. And you're like, oh,
they're looking for blood.
I'll be the knife guy. I'll represent the knives.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool.
We're at SHOT Show also too. So
oh, right on.
Yeah. So, when you come to SHOT Show, Blake, definitely check out Safety Harbor Firearms booth.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be there hanging out.
If you need a place to hang your head for a little bit and rest or sit down,
Well, totally. I mean, last time was my first time there. It was just overwhelming. I was just not even expecting any of that.
Yeah.
Whatsoever.
Absolutely.
It was an experience.
Yep.
Right. So you know what? Let's wrap this so everyone can go. It's Friday. I'm sure everyone wants to go eat, party, you know, I know we got some people holding on. So Walter, what do you have? What's coming on? What's going on this weekend? What you got?
This weekend, I'm gonna go work on my truck tomorrow. I think my World War II deuce and a half that I have at a friend's house. That he's probably wondering when I'm ever gonna get the hell out of there. And just relax a little bit, hang out. I'm not gonna do anything too extensive.
No, that sounds like fun. That sounds like fun. Send us pictures. All right. So
Brian,
hey,
one last thing before I go. How many of y'all saw the Trump rooster on the news?
I thought that was a chicken, not a rooster.
It's a rooster. It's Trump.
Well, okay, it's Trump. Okay.
I got something coming for that, and it's gonna be called. It's called the patch.
There's gonna be a patch with that. Okay,
patch,
cool.
Man. I got it coming. That's what's going on. Yeah.
We look forward to that. Okay, Brian, what you got going on, man?
We got some videos coming out, of course, for 904 Outdoors. Getting ready to hit. You know, of course, we did a few out there with you the other day. And pretty much that's it. We just had some new content. New guns are coming in the works that we're working on, that we're trying to get.
Cool.
Hopefully some older Colt firearms and things like that. Hopefully. And yeah, that's about it actually that we have.
Okay, cool. You know, I encourage everyone to subscribe to 904 Outdoors. Good guys. They got lots of cool stuff coming out. Yep. So Blake, what do you have going on, my brother?
That's it. Just gearing up for USN in 3 weeks in Vegas. It's just another knife show, collector's knife show. So
just
that's it. Going to be doing some forging at Vegas Forge. They got a huge facility over there, and I'm going to bang me out a piece of Damascus about 4 feet long by 8 inches wide. So I'll be coming home with some goodies.
Sweet. Cool. I need some scrap guns to. Oh, I got ideas.
Totally, I'm telling you, if you give me some scrap stuff, I will definitely make some knives.
As soon as
I'll make you a billet of Damascus, and you can make a knife out of it.
Cool. Yeah. As soon as we hang up here, we'll exchange info so that we can get we'll try to get some videos out with BMH knives for sure. Okay. All right. I want to thank everyone who's hanging in there. We had lots of people on there. I think we were breaking records today. Lots of folks hanging out with us. Thanks for that. Thanks for the great comments. I want to thank everyone that came on the show. Walter, Brian, Blake, thank you guys for coming on. I want to thank the sponsors, which Walter is one of them, Safety Harbor Firearms. Of course, we've also got Rand CLP, Andrews Custom Leather, and of course, Big Daddy Guns. That's where we get the studio and the internet and all that kind of good stuff from. Can't do it without Big Daddy Guns.
Big Daddy Guns.
Yeah, absolutely. Here in Gainesville, Florida. If you're in the Gainesville area, come check out the store.
Nice.
Fun thing. I might even be hanging around there when you come down. And of course, I want to thank everyone that sponsors, that looks out for us, supports us on Patreon. We're Patreon/Hank Strange. Okay, guys, we're gonna end this with the deuces. Peace out. Peace out. We're out of here. Woo!